The request for an apology came from the Grenada Steel Band Association after their chance in the spotlight was cut short as a result of the preparation for another event for Spice Mass, Xtreme White. To protest, the association boycotted Saturday's prize-giving ceremony. The association says since the saga between SMC and the promoters of private events 7 years ago, the matter has gotten worse. Referring to their press release, Brian Sylvester vented the association's frustration with the manner in which they were treated.
On arrival at the stadium on August 6, 2016, ahead of the proposed 6 p.m. start, bands were unable to enter the grounds as the gates were locked. The entrance also was unprepared as a heap of binding materials was still piled high, impeding the access to the stadium, along with a sound check being done for Xtreme White event. Panorama eventually started at 7:10 p.m. Bands were also compromised of the performance as they were not able to use their chassis because of the size of the stage. For the first time in many years, Panorama was not produced, while all the other shows were. There was an obvious absence of SMC personnel on the ground during Panorama on Carnival Saturday night, including the chairman and CEO of SMC.
As it was the case at the beginning of this saga 7 years ago, the association still contends that no other private event should be allowed to happen on the same night of Panorama.
We did not choose to boycott and so forth because we thought it was best to engage, to try to avoid. But we were never pleased since 2009. As a matter of fact, we were given the assurance that 2010, that the legislation would have been adjusted to avoid a repeat of 2009. We are in 2016. It has moved from having 1 show to 2 shows and now to 3 shows.
Prior to the staging of both events, the Grenada Steel Band Association said they were not in agreement with both events being staged in the same location. However, they were forced to share the night with Xtreme White and claim that a 6 p.m. starting time was imposed upon them.
We were forced 1 day prior to the competition to change the start time of Panorama. When we got there to start at 6 o'clock, all the bands was ready to start. Even though we did not like the change, it was imposed on us, we still end up starting 10 past 7. It is clear that the two cannot happen in the same venue.
The association says, foreseeing the challenges, a proactive attempt was made before the staging of Panorama to have discussions with the Spice Mass Corporation. This, they say, did not produce desirable outcomes until the Minister for Culture, Senator Brenda Hood, intervened. On GBN's Beyond the Headlines, SMC Chairman Kirk Sitahal called for legislation to be put in place to avoid a situation as the one faced by the Steel Band Association. In the meantime, the association says they are prepared to engage the SMC immediately to ensure that this unfortunate incident is not repeated next year. Joseph McKee-Smith, GBN News.